Hey explorers, it's Brian here, and today we're headed to the Arabian Peninsula. Think about what you wrote when you completed the prior knowledge check in your PDF because when you hear Arabia, you may be more likely to think of riding on a camel rather than driving in a luxury sports car, or sand dunes instead of turquoise water. Well, explorer, if that's the case with you, then get ready to see things from a new perspective. The Arab world is a unique contrast of modern advancement with traditional values. It features the world's tallest building as well as the oldest and the most sacred side of Islam. Millions of people live in modern cities while others embrace the nomadic Bedouin life in the desert. Our lesson objectives today are to number 1, describe the countries of the Arabian Peninsula, their physical features, governments, and cultural traditions. Number 2, assess the pros and cons of a country having a state religion and laws based on religious belief. And number 3, recommend a course of action for the United States to take in the Yemeni civil war. It's a fascinating place. Come along for the ride, camel or coupe, your choice. Overview. The Arabian Peninsula, at over 1.25 million square miles, is the largest peninsula in the world. It includes Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, Oman, and Yemen. In the north, it's bordered by the Fertile Crescent. The rest of it is surrounded by water. The Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman to the east, the Arabian Sea to the southeast, the Gulf of Aden to the south, and the Red Sea to the west. Physical characteristics. The peninsula lies on the Arabian Plate, a tectonic plate that makes it a subcontinent. Now let's dig into the old memory bank for a minute. What comes to your mind when you think of Arabia? Desert? Yep. Dry? Hot? Check and check. Yes, the majority of the peninsula is occupied by the enormous Arabian Desert, which, at 250,000 square miles, is among the world's largest. It has the least amount of water of any major landmass, and it contains the Rub al-Khali, or the empty quarter, the largest uninterrupted body of sand in the world. As you may have guessed, the area is largely dry and arid. Conditions here are clear and sunny with summer temperatures reaching well over 100 degrees. Dust and humidity make visibility low, but also make for some spectacular sunsets. But I hope you like surprises, because you're in for one. The landscape of Arabia is actually quite diverse. Mountains such as the Sarawat Range stretch to over 10,000 feet high, and you can have a dip at one of the many pristine beaches. Fancy some rugged sea cliffs? Yeah, this is the Arabian Peninsula. No, seriously, it's in Oman. Cool, huh? The people. As a result of the unforgiving climate in the center of the peninsula, people have historically settled in the coastal regions. But not all have been scared off by the desert. The Bedouin are nomadic groups who live in the desert and have been practicing camel, goat, and sheep herding for centuries. Some formed villages and fertile oases, which later grew into major cities. Today, there's still several million Bedouin on the peninsula. The Arabian Peninsula has also experienced remarkable growth over the last 70 years, as only 9.5 million people lived there in 1950. Now, that number has grown to about 87 million. During this time, the region became highly urbanized. 7.2 million people live in Riyadh, the largest city on the peninsula. The life expectancies here mostly fall between 75 to 80 years. Yemen's, however, is only 66. Later, we'll cover some reasons why that's the case. Ethnicity and religion. The Arabian Peninsula is mostly comprised of a group of people called Arabs. Put simply, Arabs are people who identify as native Arabic speakers. The term encapsulates a number of Arabic peoples beyond the peninsula as well, many but not all of whom are Muslim. And there's a reason for that. Arabia is the birthplace of Islam, and Arabic is the language of the Quran. The Prophet Muhammad was born in Mecca about 570 CE. He founded Islam, the world's second largest religion, with 1.9 billion followers today. Every year, 2 to 3 million pilgrims flock to Mecca, now the holiest Muslim city. And while each country is at least 65% Muslim, there are sizable minority populations of Christians and Hindus in most. Government and economy. 6 of these countries are monarchies. 3 of them, Kuwait, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates, refer to their monarch as an emir, a designation for a Muslim territorial officeholder, making these countries emirates. Yemen's internationally recognized government is a republic, but as of 2022, it is embroiled in a civil war. All of these governments are based to some extent on Sharia, or Islamic law. In some countries, Sharia is used in all civil and criminal cases, while in others, Sharia only applies to Muslims. In a secular government such as the U.S., there is a separation of church and state, meaning that the government is neutral in religious affairs and does not make laws based on religious belief. What do you think are some advantages and disadvantages of having a state religion, such as those on the Arabian Peninsula? Please pause the video and respond in your PDF. Saudi Arabia's government has drawn criticism over some of its policies. For example, women were denied basic opportunities, like driving. Although this policy was lifted in 2018, gender inequality still remains an issue. The ability to vote in parliamentary elections is open in some countries, but only on a limited basis. 6 of the 7 countries, all except Kuwait, are rated by Freedom House as not free. Let's play some word association, shall we? Arabian economy. If you have prior knowledge of this part of the world, the word that would likely pop into your head is oil. And with good reason. Oil was discovered here in the 1930s, bringing enormous wealth. Wealth ushered in infrastructure, increased production capacity, and rapid modernization. The Arab world became urbanized, and many immigrants moved in to provide labor. Nowadays, many countries rely on oil from the Arabian Peninsula, including the U.S. It has led to strong GDP figures for most of the countries. However, as the world transitions to clean energy, there is a race to invest in other sectors, such as luxury tourism and the production of steel and chemicals. Now, you may have noticed that the GDP per capita of Yemen at $900 is among the lowest in the world. What do you think could cause a country to struggle so much with GDP, life expectancy, and freedom all at the same time? Since 2014, the Yemeni civil war has contributed to extreme poverty, as well as a major famine and cholera outbreak. As of the early 2020s, the civil war is one of the foremost humanitarian crises in the world. But this doesn't tell the story of the whole peninsula. A common misconception of this region from a Western perspective is that it's unsafe, when overall it's actually quite peaceful. Qatar, Kuwait, and the UAE are all in the top 60 safest countries in the world according to the Global Peace Index, rating higher than nations such as France and the US. Culture. In Arab culture, children are raised to place the needs of the group over the needs of the individual. Let's think about that for a minute. How do you think that mindset affects the way that people view their family and community? Please pause the video here and respond in your PDF. Well, perhaps you guessed that familial relationships are a priority, and you'd be right about that. Defending the honor of family, and even members of the local community, is of the utmost importance in the Arab world. Traditionally, there has been little or no public entertainment, such as theaters and nightclubs, as free time was spent at home or visiting relatives. This is changing to some extent as there is a growing desire to balance traditional values with modernization. Dubai, in the United Arab Emirates, hosted the 2020 World Expo. This booming city is home to the Burj Khalifa, which at 2,717 feet is the world's tallest building. And in 2022, Qatar will be the Arab world's first country to host soccer's FIFA World Cup. And, as expected in a peaceful nation, local hospitality is highly valued. Hosts greet their guests by offering tea and dates. Once you get to the main course, you'll likely enjoy some flavorful lamb or chicken with rice and vegetables. Conclusion. That concludes our journey to the Arabian Peninsula. Despite its traditional roots, in some ways it's quickly becoming one of the most modern places in the world. What's a new perspective you gained from our lesson today? After we finish, write about it in the lesson review section of your PDF. So what's next for the peninsula? Well, Oil has brought them a long way, but soon there may be a need for something new. As for us explorers, we're onto something new as well, our next journey. And as always, keep exploring.
Hey, hey.